Everybody, welcome to today's webinar, your next five clients. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just hang around for probably 30 seconds, 60 seconds or so, while everyone joins us. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something that we've been doing for a while now. And it's all built around the flywheel system, which you've probably seen me talking about a million times now. And if you're here, maybe you've come because you've seen me talking about the flywheel system. And really, it's just a really efficient way of attracting the right kind of people that you want to work with, engaging with them, and delighting them. So the flywheel system is built on them three kind of pillars: attract, engage, and delight. And really, it's just about you understanding how to position yourself in the market. And really, if you look at it from a traditional sense, the attraction is all about marketing, the engagement is all about the sales, and the delighting is about, irresistible offers. It's about you packaging something together that people actually genuinely want, because a lot of people can definitely benefit from what you offer, but not everybody wants to buy it and not everybody's a good fit. So today's session is going to last for just shy of an hour, and I'm going to show you a few different processes and ways and frameworks that you can use to really get this working for yourself as well. So, like I said, we're going to give it another maybe 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to jump straight into this so we can get started. Um, what I will say is for everyone that's registered, and um, if you have to jump off for whatever reason, I will send a recording of this. But what I will also say is if you stick around to the end, what I do have is some scripts that you can just copy and paste and rip from so that you can start to use them as well. And it's what we're going to talk about is ChatPath. And again, ChatPath's a fantastic permission-based guided sales approach to getting more deals. So if you stick around to the end, I will give you the link to download a document that I've put together that's got loads and loads of examples in there. And it's also got a prompt that you can use for AI. So you can put it into AI, give it your scenarios, and it'll help you to write the perfect chat path as well, which is pretty cool. All right, let's jump into this. So it's called Your Next Five Clients. And ultimately, that's what we're going to look to do. Before we do, look at that lovely picture of myself. Here's a slight recap on me. So just so you know who I am and why I'm kind of qualified to do this. So I've been running my own businesses now since I was 21. Um, if you cut me in half in the middle, it's gonna say sales, sales and marketing. This is what is my core. I built my kind of um, cut my teeth, so to speak, knocking on doors. And so sales is something that is runs deep into my blood. It's something that I understand better than a lot of people. And it's something that's allowed me to have a fantastic life. Everything that I've achieved has been possible because of the ability to be able to communicate really well with people, understand what they want, understand what they need, and be able to really kind of get my idea across to people and get people to buy into it. And one of the things that I love to do is take complex, really confusing things and break them down into real simple, easy to use systems and frameworks. And that's all what the flywheel system is taking a really complex, confusing marketing strategy, sales process, and the way that you create offers and all that kind of stuff. And I've just kind of broke it down into the simplistic way that anyone can use. It's almost plug and play. And that's ultimately what we're looking at doing here today is showing you how we can take this confusing world out there and break it down. Just the other day, I was seeing on LinkedIn like people talking about like people that's been in the marketing space for years and years and years. Seasoned marketers are leaving the industry completely because they are so at a loss with what to do with marketing. Like everyone's putting pressure on marketing, everyone's putting pressure on the sales. And it's just because they're making things really confusing, in my opinion. Like when you can streamline and make things as simple as possible, it doesn't have to be this big complex beast. It can be just something that if you just stick to it and follow it through, it will work. And sure, there's little nuances along the way as well. So um, I've spent, like I say, over over 2 decades now. I'm just trying to work it out actually, over 2 decades running my own businesses. So it puts me in a really great position to be able to look at what's working, what's not working. I try all these things myself first. So it's not just something that's, picked up from a book or video or whatever it is. Everything that I do, I teach to my clients. It's things that I've physically done myself. So it puts me in a position. I don't feel that I would be an authority or in a position to talk to you about these things had I not been trying these things for myself first as well. Um, so yeah, 20 years, several different businesses. I've been coaching my clients I've been coaching for over 10 years now as well. So I've spent a lot of time. I've worked with thousands of people, hundreds of businesses, and really implemented in one way or another the flywheel system into their business as well. So it's just a little bit of a recap onto to who I am. If you're following me, or you probably know who I am. But here we go. Anyway, so what we need to look at is this particular process is really extracted from my accelerator, which is called Get Clients. And the idea is that what we do is we build a system that shows you how to get leads every single day so that you've got the things that you need to be doing, everyday essentials to get leads every single day. We all want to have more leads. And if you ain't got more leads, you ain't going to get many sales coming in. So it's the stuff that you're going to do. And I'm going to show you a few things that you can do to start getting leads every single day. It's what we call everyday essentials. It's things that you need to do every single week. And like in terms of the marketing world, there's three different kind of ways that you can market. You can either do organic free marketing, which is your social media, it's SEO, it's blogs, YouTube videos, and things like that. What doesn't really cost you anything other than time. You've got paid advertising for marketing, which is using pay-per-click or Facebook, Google, LinkedIn ads, all them kind of things like that. Or you've got partnerships, and partnerships is where you'll obviously partner up with another company, do a JV, sell each other's services, and really it's looking at the kind of things that you can do there as well. And then finally, what we call teach to sell. So things like putting webinars on, workshops on, like for people that obviously know me, we used to run the Thrive workshops every single month, and every month we had 40 plus businesses that would come to the Thrive workshops to learn different aspects of sales and marketing. There was a fantastic opportunity to generate new clients because people came, they experienced what it was like to work in that environment with me, with the strategies that we use, and then they get to decide at the end of it whether they want to come back again and sign up and be a member. And it was a fantastic model that we had until COVID came around and wiped out that model like it did for a lot of people. But workshops online or in person are really, really good. So there's little things that you can do there. We have this little thing in the middle called a triad, where what we want to make sure that we do is we're looking for the buyers that's ready to buy now. And for everyone that's not, we want to ensure that we put them into a triad where we can nurture them over a period of time. And then there's two ways that we engage. So as I mentioned, everything here in the attraction stage, this is really your marketing. So this is marketing over this side. This side is your sales, the things that's here in the engagement side. This is sales, and there's two ways that we do this. We do it through ChatPath, which I'm going to talk to you about today, and we also have the perfect prospect pipeline, which is how you get them into calls and what some people call a discovery call. We call it a fit call. Rather than you trying to impress them, we try to assess them. We want to be looking, are we a good fit for each other, rather than just sell at all costs. And then from that, we take it into whatever your product is, your irresistible product or offer. Now, for the case, for the example that we're going to use today, we're going to do what we call a no-brainer offer, an NBO. And it just simplifies something. So it's something that's priced really well, that makes you some good revenue that you don't have to have loads of to be able to make some good revenue, but something that's really serving to the clients and gets results for them and makes some good profit for you as well. So that's the kind of process that we're going to cover today. Is we're going to show you a few of these things that you can implement in your business to go and get the next 5 clients right now. And the idea is by the end of, if you apply this over a period of a month, then you have all the foundations, all the tools, and all the strategies that you can go and get these next 5 clients before the end of the month. Well, not necessarily this month, because what we're today is 20th. So it'd be within a month's time. Does that make sense? Good stuff. Cool. Let's move on. So, the idea behind this is we don't want to try and appeal to everybody because if you appeal to everybody, well, you know the saying, you appeal to nobody. Like if you're trying to serve everyone, you're not going to be able to serve anyone. You just messaging is going to be confused. No one's going to know what it is that you do. Excuse me. And it's just going to be really, really hard. I mean, in fact, I was speaking with one of our clients who's in one of our programs, and one of the things that she had was multiple products. And the problem is when you have multiple products, it's really difficult for you to market effectively unless you've got a team behind you or you've got a lot of resource available for you. So when you've got multiple products for multiple audiences, unless you have a team, it becomes very, very challenging. So one of the things that we've done with our client is we've stripped out some of the stuff that she was trying to sell and made it just on this irresistible offer for the right audience. And ultimately, that's what you should be looking at doing here. So should be getting really, really clear on, you've probably heard it called an ICP or an ICH or an ideal customer profile or an ideal customer avatar is terms that they often used. We call it a perfect future client. PFC. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just what we call it. And so, really, it's about you thinking, who is my absolute perfect future client? And a perfect future client is so important. And the reason why we call it a perfect future client is just the mindset and the energy that you give it. Because a perfect future client isn't going to grumble at your price. If you're wanting to charge you a high ticket, reasonable cost for the services that you provide, look, at the end of the day, somebody has to be the most expensive in the market. Why can't that be you? So you want a client who's a perfect client, who's not going to grumble at the price, who is not going to be a pain to work with, that when you start working together doesn't start trying to interrupt. They just get out of your way and let you work your magic. You want a perfect client where you feel alive, you feel aligned, you feel excited, and you feel driven to work together. You want somebody that you give to, but gives as much back to you as well. So that's what a perfect future client's all about. So we want to get really clear on who that perfect client is. The next thing is, what is the thing that you're going to sell them? That's your offer. That is the thing. Now you've obviously, well, hopefully you've already got an offer. And today what it might just allow you to do is just to look at your offer to refine it a little bit. So maybe you are offering multiple products yourself at the minute. And, one of the things that Apple did, if you've heard of the Apple story or you followed the Apple story, like Steve Jobs, the founder, the co-founder, he was fired, kicked out of his own business. And many years later, they wanted him back. And the first thing he did, he looked at them and they'd got 100+ different products. And so what he did when he first came back is he just said, let's get rid of a lot of these products that's no longer relevant, or they're not producing the revenue that we wanted, or they're just not working. And he literally just stripped out their entire product line to really focus on the core product. And ultimately, that's what we're looking at doing here. It's not saying that you're never going to reintroduce them again. It's just saying, right, what do people need right now? What do people want right now? And what can we package or build or put together from the things that we already provide and offer as well? Look, at the end of the day, everybody's trying to do a job, and the only reason people buy is to assist them with doing the job. So if you want an offer that's going to be easy to sell, give people the things that they want, not the things that you think they need. And that's the ultimate kind of unlock here, or breakthrough, if you like. Then the next thing is where. So where are you going to find them? Where are you going to attract them from? What is it you need to be doing every day? And so, again, you remember I just said before, you've got three different ways of marketing. You've got the free marketing, you've got the paid, and you've got the JV. So you decide, where am I going to go and get my audience from? I was talking to a client the other week, and one of my past clients, they decided that the best way for them to get to their audience was not going direct to the audience, it was going through somebody else. So they went down a partnership route. And so they built a load of relationships with accountants, bookkeepers and accountants, because they knew that they were the best people to introduce them to the type of clients that they wanted to work with. So their entire marketing and sales model was all about trying to position themselves and align themselves with bookkeepers and accountants. And their business just blew up, grew rapidly, and they made some real great revenue as a result of doing so. So it's understanding like what's the best marketing channel that you're going to use to start getting these leads and attracting them to you as well. And then how are you going to do with it? How are you going to convert them? Once you start getting their attention, once you started getting leads, how are you going to convert them? So there's lots of different ways that you can convert them. One of the things we talked about when I first started the webinar was what we call ChatPath, or another ways is what we call a fit call, or a workshop, webinar, workshop. One of the things that we used to do back in the day before COVID, we used to have people in a room. What a blast from the past. But again, it's looking at what is going to be your conversion tool that's going to assist you in taking that initial interest and leads and converting them repeatably. So it's not just a one-time thing, it's something that's repeatable and completely scalable as well. And then finally, the thing that most people fail, most people forget, most people, I think this is probably one of the things that most people is the reason why most people fail, why most people's businesses don't do what they thought was possible, don't do what they thought was believable or what they anticipated, is how much time. So when are you going to say enough is enough? And I'd say that you need to be really committing between 6 and 12 months to doing the same things over and over and over and over again because it doesn't happen overnight. Like I do a lot of sales training for companies, and generally speaking, when a new salesperson starts, on average, it takes around 6 months for that person to really find their feet, to really get to like that stage where they're really ramping. And so you've got to make a commitment to seeing this through. The things that we're going to talk about today, you've got to make a commitment to make sure that you stay committed, you stay focused, and you see these things through. Because if you don't, it's just going to be some more knowledge that you know that you don't do anything with, and nothing changes. And I see this all the time. People they learn something new, they think, "Wow, this is incredible. This is going to make a huge difference for me." And what happens is they go out excited for the first week. They go really hard. They don't get any results in that first week. They don't get the results that they thought they would achieve in that first week, and they get disheartened. And then the second week comes and they do it disheartened. Disheartened. They don't give it the same effort. They don't give it the same attention. They do a little bit less, and they don't get no results. And then the third week comes and the fourth week comes. By the end of the month, they've almost stopped, if not stopped. They do nothing. And they wonder then why nothing works. And it's the biggest, probably one of the biggest things, biggest problems I see with companies all the time is to why things don't work. It's because they're not consistent enough. In fact, you can't see it from here because we've got the screen inside. But I've got a poster that I'm putting up on the wall, and it says down here, be so consistent that results become certain. And this is the real thing that we need to drive home today is that you've got to stay consistent, you've got to stay committed, and you've got to see it through. You've got to be like a stamp and you've got to stick to it until it gets there. That's what you've got to do. So we know who, what, where, how, and when. They're the things that we're going to be looking at. Great. Hopefully you're all with me so far. I'd say show me some thumbs, but I can't see you. But Joe, wave me some thumbs anyway, just to make you feel good. Because it's always good to give some thumbs. Cool. Right, next thing is what we call the motivation matrix. So this is all about your perfect future client, your ICP. This is about you really understanding what motivates them to buy, what motivates them to raise their hand, what motivates them to take action and do something. Because if you're having to try and educate your customers as to what the problems are, then you're always going to be on your back foot. You're always going to find it challenging because if they don't know what they want, they don't know what they desire, if they don't know what they're aspiring to have, what the future looks like, then your job's going to be having to paint that picture for them as well. And that's going to be a lot harder than trying to find somebody who's already problem aware and solution aware, and all you're doing is positioning yourself as the perfect opportunity to help them. So what we need to do though is we need to understand what these problems are. So the first thing you've got to look at is what's maybe one, two, or three problems that this ideal customer is facing, this perfect future client right now. What's the three problems that's getting in the way, that's stopping them getting their job done? What's causing them problems right now? What is it? And what maybe one, two, or three things is causing frustrations for them right now. So if these problems continue, like what's emotionally happening? And the reason why we go like this is we go deep. We go deep, we go deep, 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 deep. Because the thing is that a problem's surface level. A problem's a mild inconvenience. A problem's something that's a nice to have. It's something that we know could be improved. We know that there's probably something out there, but it's not causing us enough pain to actually do anything. So we need to know what the problem is, but what we need to do is dig a bit deeper. We need to find out then some emotional behind it. Why is it causing us frustration? That's the emotional side. And then let's go even deeper again and find one of the things. And you could do one, you could do three. It's always probably best to do maybe one deep fear. What if this frustration is not resolved? If this problem is not fixed, what's the fear? What's the fear that it's going to have on me, my business, the things that I do, your ideal client's problems? What is that thing going to do? And all we're looking at doing is we're looking at how we stretch this gap in the middle. And we want to take this gap wider and wider and wider so they can start to see everything on this side is the promised land. Over here, this is the goal. This is where they want to, they're the target. This is where they want to be. It's the promise, it's the payoff, it's everything that they want out of life. So it's the things that they want. So they've got problems. What's the three things that you can do to help them solve them problems? They've got frustrations. What's the three things that you can do to remove them frustrations? The things that they desire. If I just had this, if we had that, if we could do this, what's them desires that you're going to be able to provide them that's going to start to remove them frustrations that they're feeling? And then what's that one big transformation, that aspiration, that thing that they want to do? What's that one big transformation that's going to change their life, change their business, change everything for them that you're giving them? And once you really understand this, the beauty of it is this becomes all your marketing material. This is all the stuff that you need to say to start attracting them clients to you because you're talking in their language. You're talking about the things that they want. You're talking about the things that they desire. You're talking about the things that's causing them frustrations and pain right now. And you're talking about what you can do to remove them. You're talking about the deepest fear, the thing that's going to keep them awake at night. And you're talking about how you can help them not get there and give them everything that they desire, everything that they aspire to have. And when you get this right, you will find that it's a lot easier for you to attract. You start magnetizing towards you the people who want your services, who want to work with you, who want everything that you provide. But you've got to put this work in and really dig into who these people are. That makes sense? Hopefully that's making sense to you all. Good. The next thing then is to take those things and wrap your product around them. So you say, for example, I'm just going to chuck some examples here. Let's say that we have a particular client and their goal is that they want to do, 10 to maybe, I don't know, 10 to maybe 20K a month. That's their aspirations right now. That's the things that they desire is 10 to 20K every single month. The things that they want, the things that they desire to be able to do that is they know that they're not getting leads. So leads is becoming very challenging. They know that they dislike sales. I didn't go into business to be a salesperson, John. That's what I hear from people all the time. I didn't go into sales to be a salesperson. Life is a commission, my friends. It really is. Like sales is not a dirty word. Sales is not something that is about manipulating people to do things that they don't want to do. Sales is just a conversation. It's about you like saying the right words to the right people at the right time. That's all sales is really about, is like, they have an issue, they have a problem, you have a solution. If you can align the two together and you can answer some questions, and then it's in. It's not about, I think that the thing with even objection handling is kind of flawed, I think, in this world that we live in right now, is you don't need to be handling loads and loads of objections. It's really they'll have some questions, and if you can answer them and the answers that you tell them are right and the things that they say to you feel right, then that's what the sales is all about. It's about you being able to serve, not sell. But people have this stigma attached that sales is double glazing people. The films that you see on telly where, you've got The Wolf of Wall Street, which is a great film, by the way, but it's about a con artist, and sales is far from that. And the other thing is the money. They don't make enough money, for example. So they know that leads is a problem, they know that sales they don't like, and they know that they need to be making some more money. This is just to give you an example. So what is it that that's the well, you can see there, that's the obstacles that they're facing. We know what the outcome is. They want to be doing 10 to 20K a month. The obstacles are that they've not got the leads, they've not got the sales, and they've not got the money coming in. What is it that they actually want then? So, well, what they want is they want not just any kind of leads, they want hot and they want consistent leads. They want it to not be a place where there's feast and famine. They don't want to be like, oh my God, we're super busy, we're super busy, we're super busy. And then, oh my God, where's the next lead coming from? They want consistent leads and they want hot leads that's coming all the time. That's almost like a tap that you can turn on, turn off. We are having to wait for weeks or months for it to start again. What do they want in terms of the sales process? Well, they don't want to feel like they're pressurizing people. They don't want to feel icky. They don't want to feel awkward. So they want something that's frictionless, or what we call permission based. So if you remember when I said about the chat path is a permission based conversation. You don't push any product, you talk about them and you follow a process. I'm going to show you in a little while what that process looks like. You follow a process through, and if at the end, if it feels like a good idea to work together, which again you're going to ask for their permission, you decide to move to that next stage. It's really, really straightforward. And then when it comes to the money side, what is it that they want? Well, they want a product that's profitable, that's desirable, that's easy to scale, that's not going to steal a load of their time, that they don't need to have loads of people to be able to manage. They want something that's just simple, that's profitable, that works, that they can believe in, that they've got confidence behind, that just works. And so what we've created here is a real simple offer. It's something that's going to be very easy to sell. It's going to be something that's going to get loads of results. And it's something that's going to be very profitable for you if you put it together right as well. And then all we do from this is we just bullet point around the edges. So we say, right, what's two things that I can do, that I can teach a client to help them get hot leads that's consistent? And then we say, cool, we've mastered that. Let's look at this next thing. What's two things that I can do that's going to help that person sell without feeling awkward, desperate, or pushy? Then we say, what's two things that we can do that's going to help them build an irresistible product and get them people raising their hands and really wanting it and making it easy to sell? And so I look at this in my world and I think that, okay, this is really easy to do. We look at the first thing, what can we do to get hot leads? Well, we know that we need to build some authority. So I've got a program that can help you build authority. It'll help you build yourself as a thought leader, and it starts to position you in a position where you can solve that particular problem, that frustration, that desire, the wants, the aspirations. It helps you do all that kind of stuff. The next thing is you need to get people, I don't know what's just rubbed off. You need to get people raising their hands. You need to get these leads. You need to be able to do things that's making people say, hey, I'd like to buy that. I'm interested in finding out more. Then you said the frictionless sales. Well, we've already mentioned we've got ChatPath and you've got what we call the fit call, the perfect pipeline. So it's about you then looking and thinking, okay, so we need to inject and install this into our business for our clients so we can take them through the same process as well. You look at the product, well, we need to know who is the perfect future client or ICP or whatever it's called, and we want a way to sell it, and we use a Google Doc with which literally is it's just a Word doc that you put into a Google Drive, you put it into Dropbox, you put it into OneDrive, whatever it is that you're using, Box or anything like that. You turn it to shareable, read only, and it's something that you can send to people, and it's structured so well that it actually does a lot of the selling for you as well. So it's just a way that it's packaged and put together. There's a script to follow. It just makes it so much easier when the document's doing a lot of the selling for you as well. So that's really what the bridge looks like, and that's the foundations that's going to help you to create a really rock solid offer that does a few things, that explains exactly what you're offering? What's the outcome that you're looking for? What is it that you're doing? It explains that you know what the problems are, you know what the fears are, you know what the challenges are, the frustrations, you know all that. So it paints you as the expert, the person who's going to help them. It shows them what you're going to do. The six things is the solution. This is what you're going to do when you work together. You talk about what does the payoff look like, the promise. So if you do what we say, if you follow through and implement these things or install this into your business, here is what you're going to get. You're going to get hot, in this example, hot, consistent leads. You're going to get a process that you can follow that's frictionless for a sales system. And you're going to have a product that's super profitable. That means you don't need loads and loads of people paying you to make 10, 15, 20K a month. In this case, we put that in the middle as 10 to 20K. So you don't need loads of clients. We're going to package this up at, say 3 to 5K so that it's something that's super easy. You only need, 4, 5, 6 of them a month. So you're not talking about selling loads and you're doing 10 to 20K a month as well. Does that make sense? Well, that's making sense for you. Cool, good. Next thing then is, as we've just started to explain there, packaging that offer together. So you take everything that you've talked about there and you write down the outline. You say, this is what we're looking at doing. Zoomed out a little bit there. You say, this is what we're looking at doing. So you give them the outline. From that, you say, this is the goal. So this is the target. This is the goal that we're looking at doing with you. And these are the problems that we know you face. And the problems are, if you remember, we've talked about this, but I want to kind of make sure it really drives this in. The problem, you talk about the problem, you talk about the frustration, you talk about the fears, and that then allows you to move it on to the solution. So your solution then is 1, 2, 3, which is, here's what you want, here's what you desire, here's what your aspirations are. And then you tell them the payoff, the big picture. This is the promise. This is what good looks like. When you implement all the stuff that we've been talking about, this is where life gets really interesting. This is where you get the big transformation. This is where you get to sleep comfortable at night without having to worry. This is where you start building everything that you thought was possible. This is where you get to do the things that you promised yourself when you first started your business or went into business or went into that career or whatever it is. And then you talk about the commitment. So you say, well, this is the time commitment and this is the financial commitment. So you've got a really clear document. And like I mentioned, this is all put together as a Google Doc that you can just put in a Dropbox or in a Google Drive or whatever it is. And it's something that's super easy to share. I'm going to show you what we do with that shortly as well. So then what we've got is, by now, just to kind of recap, we've got clarity on who our audience is. Let me write this on the side. We're getting some likes as well on here. I don't know where that's just come from. In fact, I saw something the other day when I went like that, it did like a heart as well. I don't know if it's doing. We got likes and hearts. We like all that kind of stuff, don't we? It's pretty good. How's it doing it? No, I don't know. So what have we got? We've got really clear firstly, who's the audience now? We know who the audience is. We know the pains. We know the problems. We know the challenges. We know what they all want. We've got real clarity over there. We know what we're going to sell them. So we've got really clear on who. We've got really clear on what. We know what it is that we're going to sell them. The next thing that we need to get clear on is where they are and how we're going to connect with them. Now, for most businesses, it probably makes sense, unless you're a sizable company that's got a lot of money to start pumping into ads, it probably makes sense for most businesses to start using free marketing. And free marketing is organic marketing. Can't spell organic marketing. So you've got things like social media, you've got blogging, you've got all the stuff that's just going to take you some time, that's not got any real direct cost other than your time, which is still a cost, I get that, but it's not having to invest any additional revenue. And for most people, you're going to be looking at social media as one of them places. Email marketing is good as well. So you've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Instagram, you've got TikTok, YouTube, you've got Twitter, or X as it's now called, Snapchat. There's loads of different places that you can go to. For most people right now, LinkedIn's a real goldmine. And yes, the algorithm is your enemy right now. And if you're already using LinkedIn, I'm sure you've probably found that it's not giving you as much reach as it once did. But look, if you if you do what we're going to tell you to do here, the algorithm becomes a little bit irrelevant. And do you know what I mean? Like, would it be nice for you to get loads of likes, loads of comments every time you post? Of course it would. Yeah, absolutely it would. But likes and comments don't pay the bills. They just help you to, kind of boost yourself up a little bit. But if you do these things, what I'm going to talk you through, you don't necessarily need to have a big following. You don't need the algorithm to be on your side. You just need to stay consistent. That's what I was saying earlier on as well. So let's look at what we need to do in order to get there. So there's a few things what we call everyday essentials, which is what this is. And this particular process is called 20, 10, 5, 1. That's the flow that we use right here. It's 20, 10, 5, 1. And this is what it looks like. So every day that you are in your business, every single day, if you do it 7 days a week, do it 7 days a week, you're gonna get a bit of a jump start if you do the weekends. But you don't have to if you just do Monday to Friday, and you're gonna connect with 20 of your perfect future clients every single day. And if you're using LinkedIn, that's just going on there, looking for their industry, looking for their roles, and just connection, 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 connection. Now, there is software that can do this for you as well, but I'm not going to turn this into a software training session. But if you just go and Google LinkedIn automation, there's several, certainly, I can think of probably 10 off the top of my head that will come up that is designed to help you automate this connection process as well. So you basically tell it what audience you want, it'll go and find them and start connecting on your behalf as well. So I don't want to turn this into a software training session, but there is software that can help you. But the idea is that you're going to connect with 20 of your perfect future clients every single day. If you're not connecting with them, they're never going to see your post. If you're not connecting with them, you're never going to be having a conversation with them. And if you're not connecting and not having a conversation, you're never going to work together, guys. So you've got to put this hard work in. Now, if you do have a team, great. Anyone can do this. If you've got a virtual assistant, a PA, or anyone like that as well, they can all do this for you. It doesn't have to be you that does this. And let's be honest, like you ain't gonna build a million, a 5 million, a 10 million pound business while you're doing, £10 a dollar, £10 an hour tasks. So there's things like this that can be outsourced as well. So it could be a VA. It probably needs to be you to start, just so you get a good idea. But there's going to come a time when you want to start getting away from this as well. But 20, 10, 5, 1. So 20 is the first thing. You need to be connecting to 20 people every single day. The next thing is you want to be doing 10 comments on the people that you're connecting with. So you're connecting with 10 of these perfect future clients every single day. Not everyone's going to accept it, but over time you're starting to build a bit of a bank. And you tend to find that the acceptance rate for a cold connection request is somewhere between 25 and 40%. If you're getting higher than that, great. Show me how, because I'd like to know as well. But yeah, 25 to 40% is usually quite a good acceptance rate. So if you're connecting with 100 people or sending 100 connection requests a week, by the end of that week, you could be getting, 40 plus people, depending if you're doing it every day or not, who's coming into your world, who's your perfect future clients. That's the beautiful thing is that these aren't just randoms now. These are the perfect future clients that you're connecting with, and they're growing every single week. So the next thing you need to be doing is commenting on their stuff. You need to be appearing. You need to be visible, because if you're not appearing, if you're not showing up, then you don't exist. So you might have connected. If you don't do some work, if you don't start commenting and engaging with them, you don't exist. You're still invisible to them as well. Now, here's a real hack for you is there's going to be people in your space who's already built a huge audience. There's going to be people who are the celebrities, if you like, of what you do, and they will have the same target audience that you're trying to achieve. So here's a little hack. You can also go and do 10 comments a day on their posts. So if you see somebody who's like a celebrity, a guru of that space, and they've already built that audience and they're posting every day, which they will be, if you can start adding value and commenting on the stuff that they're doing, then people will start to see you. And the real kind of meal ticket is if you get them to start engaging with you, all of a sudden your social value jumps up through the roof because people think, oh my God, this person's talking to them. Like, who's this person? And people will start looking at you, and you'll start to find that you'll get people requesting or sending you connection requests or following you just for the fact that you've been engaging with somebody who's already got that attention as well. So that's just a little hack there for you. Then what we need to be looking at doing is we need to be doing 5 DMs every day. So the people that you're connecting with, the people that you're talking with, you need to be getting into a conversation because the real kind of the real play here is that you don't want to be selling in public. You want to be giving in public and asking in private. So in private is email or in your DMs. And really, you're going to be looking at building them relationships, building that connection. And then when it comes to it, what you're going to be looking at doing is getting into a conversation and following this chat path process, which I'm going to show you very shortly, that's going to help you to move them from being cold to sold. And again, not everyone's going to buy, and that's fine. We're not looking for everybody. We're just looking for the people, the buyers that's ready to buy now. And that's all we're going to look to do. So we do 20 every day of connecting with your ideal future, perfect future clients. You do 10 comments on their post, 10 comments on your celebrities of your world, and then you look to try and get 5 conversations started every day. So one of the things that we're training in the Get Clients program is there's 9 examples that we use of conversational starters. So there's not just about waiting for someone to respond to your comments, but there's 9 different ways that we start conversations as well that allows you to get out of the feed, get into that chat and start moving you down the path, the flow to a stage where you start to see if they're open to getting some help. And ultimately what we're going to look to do is every single day, you're going to send that offer letter out. So the offer letter that you've wrote, the offer doc, the idea is that by the end of one of those 5 conversations in the DMs, you're going to be sending at least one offer. And if you do this, do you know there's 5 a day, there's 1 offer a day, there's 5 offers a week. It's going to be virtually impossible for you not to be signing up 4 or 5 new clients every single month as long as you stay consistent with this. And do you know, we've got a load of scripts, we've got a lot of different frameworks and all different things that's going to assist you to do this in the Get Clients program. If you're interested in that, you know, just shoot me a message and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But there's a million things that you can do. And if you just follow this though and try and not get distracted by all the latest trends and the shiny stuff, because the shiny stuff's great and it's fun and it's sexy and it's cool and it's, you know, it's nice. But I'll be honest with you, the things that pays is the boring, dull stuff. The stuff that, you know, you just get your head down, you follow a system and you repeat it day in, day out. That's the stuff that's going to make more money come into your business, that's going to allow you to make more revenue, that's going to allow you to grow. That's the stuff that matters, not the trendy, shiny stuff that you keep on seeing online. So that's the 20, 10, 5, 1 process that you need to be doing every single day. Cool. Next thing, ChatPath. Let me just talk to you about ChatPath. So while we're doing for time, we're kind of getting close to it getting finished. So let me go through this now. So ChatPath is essentially 4 things. It's engaging, it's qualifying, it's confirming, and converting. And what that really looks like is a flow that goes across the top, as you can see here. So it starts with a show up. This is the thing that we're just saying is he's doing some comments. You're engaging with them, so you're showing up. After that, what you need to be looking at doing is open a conversation. And it's what we call in the clients program, the Get Clients program, we call it taxi talk. So you know when you get in a taxi, once you've told them where you're going, you tend to have a little bit of taxi talk where it's like, you know, have you been busy tonight? How long you been out? How long you been doing this for? And really, it's just the same here. It's you not being that kind of person that jumps straight in. When the minute you've connected, saying bye, 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 bye. I get that. I hate it. I'm sure you get that and probably hate it as well. They get it and they hate it. You do not want to be that person. It's just ugly and it's horrible and it doesn't work and it just burns through contacts. You just definitely don't want to be doing that. But what you do want to be doing is building some relationship up with these people. So you start having a conversation. You do that taxi talk, which is this section right here. Then from there, what you look to do is you look to then transition it more into the business talk. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to find out, is it a this or that? So you're asking questions where it's, you know, do you work with this type of person or that type of person? Are you focusing on doing this right now or that right now? And it's just a natural, very soft, very easy way to transition from you having an initial conversation to then moving it into a business conversation. And sometimes in this stage where you're doing a this or that, it's really just trying to find out if they qualify. And you might go around in a circle a few times. So you might not just ask one question, you might go around a few times, just try and find out whether or not you are a good fit for each other, whether or not it's something that's worth going forward. And if not, politely jump out of the conversation. Doesn't mean that you have to hate each other. It might just not be that you're just a good fit. Once you are identifying that you're a fit, the next thing is to try and find where the gap is. And so, really, what you're looking at is you're trying to find where they're at right now and what they want to go to. So, this is the aspirations. This is what's their target. Where do they want to be? And really, the thing in the middle is the gap. This is what you want to be looking and trying to identify what that gap looks like. Where are they now? Where they want to be? What's the gap? And ultimately, would they know what they need to fill that gap? And that's ultimately what you're going to be asking them is if for example you say to them, so how many clients are you working with right now? And they say, oh John, I'm working with 10 clients right now. Like, awesome, 10 clients is pretty cool. Like, how many would you like to work with? And so, oh, I'd like to work with 20. Now you've got a 10 gap, and the next question really is just, so Joe, what do you think you need to do to get them extra 10? And they might say, well, I need to do, one, two, and three things. And so they're starting to tell you what they think that they need, and you're going to use this as a qualifying benchmark to identify whether or not you can help them or you want to help them. And so you just basically move that and you say, well, would you be open to the idea of getting some help with this? And in most cases, if you've done this first part right, if you've done the initial taxi talk and you've followed this right, at this stage, very, very few people will say no. They'll say, "Well, I'm open to some help. What have you got in mind? Depends on what it is, or depends on what you're thinking." And so from there, you say, "Well, here's what I'm suggesting." It makes it sound more like it's spontaneous, that it's not scripted. Well, you say, oh, "Here's what I'm thinking. I've got this document that identifies all the different things that we do or how we can kind of do it. I think it might sound good. Would you like me to send it to you?" So again, remember we're saying it's permission based. Would you like me to send it to you? They're always going to say yes. And then from there, you confirm whether or not it's a yay or a nay. And the document is written well. It does all the selling for you. You've used this process, so you've identified where the gaps are, what they need, if they're open to the help. And the document does the selling for you as well. So it's just a real simple process that as long as you stick to it and you follow it, you can have a lot of fun with this. And here's where it gets even more fun. It doesn't have to be you that's doing this. Once you've initially done it a couple of times and you've got an understanding of it, again, if you're using the VA, if you've got a PA, if you've got resource or somebody else, anyone can do this for you. Anyone. If you've got a team of people, they can all be doing this. And you can literally be getting consistent leads, consistent sales every day, every week. It's just a process that's super scalable. It's completely permission proof. And it's something that's actually enjoyable. People like it because there's no friction behind it whatsoever. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you right there. So let's just look where we are right now. So where we are right now is you've now got a handful of new knowledge. So right here at the start of this, there's a lot of things that you can do. You've probably never come across ChatPath before. You've probably never come across several of the different things that we talk about. There's a few options that you've got right now. So you can go as it is right now, and you can take this information, and let me be honest, what most people do is they'll look at this information and they do nothing for the first week. They do nothing for the second week, and then a month goes by, and they think, oh, we should probably maybe look at this. And I'll be honest, what's going to happen is most people, and it goes like this. Nothing happens, nothing changes, they don't apply it, they don't do anything with it. And it's basically the same as not knowing. Like, you knowing this new information and doing nothing with it, and it is exactly the same as not knowing at all. So really, what we're saying is that you need some accountability. You need somebody that's going to assist you, that's going to help you. And you know yourself, if you're going to be honest, we always behave better when we're being watched. We just do. As human beings, when someone's keeping us accountable, when somebody's watching us, we just behave better as well. And so really what you want is a system that's going to have you checking in all the time so that you get results like this instead, so that you can see that what you're doing is working, is testing, there's little nuances, and it's just getting better and better and better, and you're applying this kind of stuff all the time. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you as well. Now, here's what I'm offering you is I'm going to spend like literally give me 5 minutes of your time just to explain um what I'm talking about right here. And after this, what I'll do is I'll post a link. I'll send you an email with the scripts to the ChatPath stuff that I mentioned right at the start as well. So here's what we're looking at doing. On the side of the screen somewhere now, this side, is it this? Whichever side I'm on. The side of the screen right now, you'll see a little box that's popped up where you can get started with us on the next Get Clients program, which is starting on the first week in April. So the Monday, which is I should have probably maybe just checked on that. Monday would be, let's have a look. Bear with. Monday is the 7th of April. So Monday, the 7th of April, we're starting our next bunch, our next batch of Get Clients Accelerator. So the next batch of people coming in. And here's what you're going to get with this. So when you sign up today, you can do either one-time payment, and you'll see on the link from there, you can do either a one-time payment and pay it in full, or you can split it over weekly payments as well, whichever is best for you as your cash flow. Either pay it in one payment, or you can pay it in installments as well, whichever is going to be the easiest for yourselves. Now, what that allows you to get is instantly what's going to happen is it's going to give you access to a training session video, which is going to basically tell you what we're going to look to do over that period of time. So it's a 12-week course. And that first video that you're going to get to see the minute you sign up, it's going to show you exactly how to do some of the stuff we've talked about today. And so it's going to help you to do this. It's going to help you build an offer that you can sell for 3 to 5K. So it's going to look at what you've got. We'll look at your offer. We're going to work together really close on this. It's not just a course, by the way. This is a hybrid version where it's going to be me and you spending a lot of time together with a group of people. And it's going to help you to get whatever you've got right now, refine it, make it really good, improve it, get out anything that doesn't need to be there, and only keep the things there that needs to be there. And that's going to help you get better results for your clients. It's going to make it easier for your clients to be able to use, and it's going to make you a lot more money as well. So we're going to do that. That's the first thing that we're going to do. From that, what we're going to then do is we're going to show you how to get, I'll just underline that there, how to get these daily leads. So it's going to, all the stuff we've talked about today, it's going to be that on steroids. It's going to be stuff that you can do, the scripts, the frameworks, the things that you need in order to make that to work so you can start getting these leads every single day. And that means that you're not spending any money on ads. You don't need to build funnels or play with confusing software or anything like that. It's all based around the organic stuff that there's no additional cost for you as well. Now, if you want to spend some money on that stuff, that's entirely up to you. You don't need to make this to work. We're going to show you the advanced version of ChatPath. So underneath ChatPath, there is some behavior-based frameworks to follow. And what that allows you to do is to almost get them conversations running like they're on steroids. So it allows you to really dig deep into conversations. And I'll tell you what happens with this. And this is the feedback we get from everyone who goes through the ChatPath training. They get into deeper conversations quicker with people because people, firstly, they'll say, I feel like I'm being heard. They say, I trust you. They feel like they are understood. And this just changes the game. When you can start having conversations with people who, firstly, don't look at you like a salesperson, they look at you as someone who's a trusted advisor. They look at you as somebody that they feel safe to speak to, then you're no longer selling. You're just basically helping, you're serving. And so there's some really great frameworks that we'll show you inside there as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come together every single week to give you weekly support. So you've got a weekly support session where we're going to break down things. And really what we do is we build it around these 4 areas here. So you're going to learn something, you're going to go and do it. Then we're going to meet up for the weekly sessions and we're going to look to improve it as well as we go along. And really what we're looking at doing is giving you something that you've probably never had before. So what did that look like? The first thing that you get is you get some modules. You get modules, which is a curriculum that you can follow at your own time. You don't have to do this. And it takes around 20 minutes. That's all that's going to take your time to be able to look at this stuff. So this is the learning side. So each video is usually like 10 to 20 minutes. So it's not real heavy stuff. It's just really advanced. So you're going to spend a little bit of time there. So you'll learn these modules. On top of that, we're going to bolt on top of that a community of people. So people that's already in here at the minute, people that's making it work right now, you get experience from people who's already doing the things right now. So you get to surround yourself with these people. The community is worth the investment in itself. Like the amount of people that I hear said, you know, I came for the training, John, I came for the coaching, but I'm staying for the community. They built some fantastic relationships in there, and that's what you're going to get as well. And then finally, you're going to get the accountability. And remember, we said that you're going to be kept accountable. Um, that's going to demand results. Like one of the things that I said to everybody in the Get Clients program is that we will demand you get success from this. This is not about you coming in and playing. This is about you come into this. I'm going to demand that you get success. I'm going to demand that you get results because there's no way that you need to be here if you're just going to kind of mosey along. It's about results. It's about getting impact, making impact, banking cash, and doing something that's going to move the needle in your business. If not for the first time, but certainly get you going in that right place as well. So we need to get started. On the side, there's a button right there. You can click it. Pricing, it's on there. I'm not going to hide that from you. There's two options. You can pay 2K up front, or you can do it at £85 a week for 26 weeks. It's a 12-week course. You get access and support for 6 months. So you're not just getting the course, you're getting full access to it for 6 months and the training and the coaching and the workshops for a full 6 months. But the first thing you got to do is click that link and we'll see you on the other side. Hope you've got loads of value in this. I know you've got loads of value in this. You've got to go and apply it, and we want to help you go and apply it. So click that button. Let's get started. And I can't wait to get you in them sessions. And we'll look forward to seeing them on them jam sessions and a kickoff session really, really soon.